November 7th, 2024. Yesterday on November 6th, 2024. I was laying in my room in the middle of the afternoon, have the window open. Some guys are outside. We all voted the chief of police out. We're hoping that the new chief of police takes care of these people. The other one didn't have enough courage to just stand up to him. The other guy said, well, the police are, and all of them have her whole family taped defending her. They do. They have these people taped that they drugged her and told her to say it before, photoshopped everything and made everything up on her, and Melissa's kids saying they were lying. They have all that? Wow. He said, and that's why nobody will say a word to her. Okay? He said, and the FBI acts like they don't care what happens to her. He said, it's hard to believe and they're acting like that. We tell everybody not to say anything. Okay? Now, you talk about a humbling moment. A lady told me, well, I was in line to go through this drive-thru. Some lady had paid for my food. And she said, the lady at the register said, she left a message for you. One day you'll realize there's still really good people out there. And you realize they're still there. I thought of that today. When that guy's like, we all voted him out. See, they held the Stark County Chief of Police responsible. Because no matter what, his sworn duty was to arrest everyone involved. And I'm sorry it cost him his job. But what did they expect? These people have publicly tortured me and sold videos of it to even children. They have publicly raped me, human trafficked me, crushed my skull in, and set off a hate crime of people stalking and harassing me. And it was drug dealers doing it that my ex-husband hired on his own. And they didn't stop them. People are scared of these people. They want someone to arrest them. They think that they can break in private homes, set up button cameras, and cyberstalk people. They can sell children on porn sites. Using the bathroom. They can break in and lace a drink, and the victim wakes up hours later, bruised, infected, throwing up, heart racing, and almost passing out. Or wake up with injection marks, and these idiots think they're so smart, saying they had sodium pentothal reports where they're date rape, amnesia drugs, so they get you stoned out of your mind. They can go tell you to say or do something, and you never talk to anybody. Never even remember seeing them or the attack. It's sick what they did to me. People are afraid of these people. They don't want it to happen to them. You know, those guys were, they're outside. Well, they're supposed to have her saying this. What part of they drugged me and told me to say it you didn't understand? I was up in Bueller's North Main a few weeks ago on a Wednesday morning. Some lady was in there. I heard they're supposed to have her saying this. The lady's like, shh, don't say a word. They drugged her and told her to say it before. No one's allowed to say a word. You know, incompetency is not acceptable. From the first month of the case where that little old white man showed up at Wood Forest, I'd woke up with a bruise over my leg throwing up again. The police and vets were taping. They watched him stab me and tell me to say stuff. They watched him. And then in front of him, thought he was a smart aleck. Comes up to me at Wood Forest. For every idle word you telling us, I'll turn it on you. I'm like, who are you? You try to leave Dave unless you tell him last. I'm like, who are you? He's like, you know that bruise on your leg? It's like, yeah. He's like, I use sodium pentothal. You know what you told me? Something about him wearing this one nightgown, bending over and probably, and they accidentally seen your butt in a life of pain because of it. You try to leave Dave unless you tell him last for that. I got away from that freak. He admitted he worked for my ex-husband. He was drugging me up and telling me say lies. And this was their plan the first month of the case. And then more people waking up with more bruises where I'd been getting sick all summer long. Even a week into it was my birthday, June 7th of 18. I was laying on the floor of my living room and the room was so dizzy I could hardly sit up and I was sick. I thought the dirty well water I was showering in was making me sick. I was fine till I moved in that house. No, Dave was letting drug dealers break in and stab me with date rape, drugs, and lies, my Diet Coke. I didn't even know they were in the house. And the room would go dizzy and black. And I thought I was dying from just washing in that well water. Never seen or talked to anybody, and sexual predators breaking in and violating me like that. They're fake sodium pentothal reports. Date rape, amnesia drugs. So you're stoned out of your mind. Like my neighbor Mike. The cartel was in the Louisville bars. He went in there, and one of those guys, he was talking to some girl in there. Said, came up to me, you trying to take my woman? He said, I was just talking to her. He threatened him. Well, they ended up lacing one of his beers for the fun of it. He remembered the second beer. I walked out of my apartment like at 5 in the morning. He comes up to me. He said, I got a problem. I don't know, I got home. I'm like, go sleep it off. He's like, you don't understand. I've been sitting there for hours. What do you remember? The second beer. Go sleep it off. He's like, you don't understand. Just like, I don't know what's wrong with me. You don't remember. He said, I got $80 in my pocket. I'm like, you need to check your bank. He did what I told him to. He's like, well, I took 100 out. Explains the 80. He took himself to the bank. Didn't remember driving there. He said, what was in the box with mustard? And how did I change my shoes? Just like, I don't know what's wrong with me. I'm like, you need to go sleep that off. He's like, I used to be a New York cop and you're pretty. I'm like, you really need to sleep that off. He didn't remember even saying any of that. Found out during the second beer he told people he was an astronaut. He was stoned out of his mind. I could have told him to say or do anything, he would have never known he did it. That's what they were doing to me. My coworker Dara had lost, she had a set of twins, one had died. She's screaming real hard. Her friends took her out for a night out, got a babysitter for the surviving twin. She's sitting there crying. So they gave her some space. She ordered a drink. She took a drink, acted a little happy. A group of people they didn't know came up, started talking to her. She's talking fine. Left with him. She found herself in a puddle of pee outside. She doesn't even remember meeting them. She got herself home. She was throwing up, couldn't hardly sit up the next day. Sound familiar? Found out 2 months later she was pregnant. Arguing with the doctor she hadn't had sex with anyone. He had raped her and redressed her. I met a Marshall's kid that was moving out of the area. Her boyfriend of 8 years, she found out had been cheating on her for 2. Came home while she was asleep, punched her in the face and broke her nose. She called 911. The police arrested him. He got a plea deal down to a fine. And she's complaining. She said, my dad's a U.S. Marshal and I'm military. And he still got away with it. Since then, I went to Jersey's. I took a drink out of a drink and the room went dizzy and black. I don't know what happened to me. I went to another bar another time, and the same thing happened, and I ended up in the hospital. I don't even know how I got out of the bar. I said, well, you're sleepwalking with those date rape drugs. She's like, I know that, and I don't even know what happened to me. See, that's where I talked to the criminal attorney, the prosecutor's office, police office area. They all know about the date rape amnesia drugs. They're sleepwalking. They call them mind controlling drugs. They actually said they could control anybody for 4 to 6 hours with their drugs. Okay? Now, I never seen or talked to anybody. Do you know during the case they even told people that no man ever talked to her? No, used truth serum on her instead. No, they used date rape amnesia drugs. They even admitted they didn't even talk to me. They only drugged me. You know, like the people say, what these people are saying is sick. The police already taped all her family defending her. Mel's kids saying they wanted the house for Auntie Shell and Papa. They were making everything up. They were games of pretend. These people admitting that they had drugged me, beat and raped me, under drugs, drugged me up and told me to say something stupid. Photoshopped washing in the other room showering. And that they framed me. Now, where people try to say, oh, her kids were involved. Well, which one of my idiot children would be in it with Dave and his 18-year-old drug cartel girlfriend and her drug friends? That he hired on his own to cyberstalk his wife. Which is hiring a hitman. Hiring Pete on his own is hiring a hitman. It's a federal crime. You hire someone to hurt someone, it's a federal crime. Okay? Which one of my idiot children would be in it with Dave and the drug cartel to drug, beat, and rape their own mother? For Dave and his 18-year-old girlfriend and having the drug cartel do it to me. Which one? Were part of the cartel selling kitty porn and my grandkids going potty. Which one of them helped sell child pornography? Which one was part of the shower scene in the other room? And when I ask them, they defend me in front of the police and feds. And they taped them. And these people sold a login, so everybody knows they defended me. And that were part of the scam. And when I go to them, they defend me to my face. And the whole time they were in it with Dave and the drug cartel, running this big drug scam. And were part of that call, laughing at FBI agent John, how they made a big fool out of him for falling for the stunt at Taste 4, June 7th, 23. Sold videos of it. And were part of defrauding a federal agent. Because that makes them dangerous. And the police would have to arrest them. That they're running part of a racketeering scam. Racketeering is drugs, harming somebody, threats, rape, and the attempted extortion. It's 20 years and it's a federal crime. Without everything else. So, which one of my idiot children would defend me to my face and say they didn't know anything? And the whole time be in it with Dave and the cartel? And defrauding the FBI. It's just like these people lied. They had an attorney do it. I went to the courthouse, talked to the prosecutor's office. They didn't know anything about it. Dave hired Pete on his own, a drug dealer, to run a drug scam of drug confessions and photoshopping and washing. That's why they make fun of everybody for falling for this. The Portage County Sheriff didn't know it, or the Ravenna Police, because Dave hired the drug cartel on his own. And all these people are drug cartel. You know who they are? Turn them in. They're the ones selling all the women and children. They're running a drug scam. That's why people, voted the last chief of police out. Because no matter what, he should have stopped these people. And just think how much the money the county could have made on harassment charges and fines. Could have made millions. Now, I want you to also think, if you think about, what was it, October 4th, 23, Maslin, Michelle, the girls they call Michelle and Lauren pull up next to me. And they yell it out for Maslin to hear. Will said he stole the money for us. He promised us that money. In 23, they still hadn't got it. Where they said he stole it for himself. He didn't pay me. And see, that's where that agent, the Hartville police were telling people not to say anything. That agent said that he was only acting this way to get the drug dealers. But they got all those drug dealers off this. And he didn't pay her. They think he did it to steal her money. Yeah. See, that's where I talked to the prosecutor's office, criminal attorney, and the police. That agent doesn't have authority to ask someone to stay quiet. Well, in my unique case, I call the hotline. He takes him 4 days to talk to me. He runs around telling everyone that I called the hotline. All the church people, okay? Acts like a crazy call person. That he's going to go along with it. And strange as liar called me a faker 15 years ago. It was a medication error. And he knew they were trying to kill me and he didn't care. He was aiding and abetting crimes. And then when he talks to me on a recorded line, admits he met with that family in his office and all those church people, and he knew they were conspiracy to commit murder. That's a federal crime. And he even said he didn't blame them and all kinds of stuff, and that he was aiding and abetting it and laughing at me. For someone told on me the night before, you liar. I tell him about the guy that threatened to knife me at Giant Eagle. He said, you liar. They're not allowed to call you a liar. Department of Justice 1729, they have to take your statement if they believe you're not and follow through. It's wrote that way. Or it's aiding and abetting crimes. I told him he tried to kidnap me before. And before I could say Terry Coverley seen him, he's like, oh, come on now. I met with that family in my office and all those church people. I know they're trying to kill you because of strange lie of faking you were sick and thinking you got well with that family screaming. It's like, look, I really was sick. You liar. Was there a camera by the bench? I don't know. You say you're lying, I'll arrest you. It's like, fine, whatever. Ha ha ha. He let a serial killer go. I thought I was a serial killer. He's like, no, I want you to say you were faking you were sick before. That's absurd. I had seizures, brain swelling, heart attacks, thyroid, adrenal gland shut down, my whole body swelled. From the medication errors and medical malpractice. I almost died. To say you weren't sick is absurd. I said, I really was sick before. I met with that family in my office and all those church people. And I know they're trying to kill you because of strange lie of faking you were sick and thinking you got well while that family was grieving. You need to realize what you've done. And I don't blame them for trying to kill you. Like an investigator said, I listened to the recorded line. I almost fell out of my chair. Because he actually says it. I said I really was sick. You say it or I'll leave you there. But they'll try to kill me, so. They've tried to kill me, so. say it or I'll leave you there. And I'm like, please don't let them kill me. Then say it or I'll leave you there. And I'm like, fine, whatever. Just don't let them kill me. Ha ha ha. Why would the FBI help a person like you? Well, they're going to try to kill me. So, they've tried to kill me. So, now he's already confessed several times he talked to everyone. He was witness telling hundreds of people up at Pamers. Okay? And he told them he knew I was being drug beaten, raped, and taken care of. It was the strangest lie. He even told them he was going to turn me back over to him because I was supposed to be mean to the women and through the riffraff. I heard it was supposed to be Katie I hadn't talked to in 7 years. He even told them he was going to defraud me before he even talked to me. Okay? I told the women, I called the hotline, and the next morning, they had drugged me out so bad I couldn't hardly wake up. The phone's ringing, let it go to voicemail. Wake up later, stagger to the refrigerator, to the bathroom, got back in bed, listen to voicemail. This is the agent, call me back, I can't. And I fell back to sleep. Second day, not much better. Third day, I made myself get up and I'm sitting on the front porch. What's wrong with me? I feel drunk and I don't drink. Got enough air in my face, called one of my witnesses. And they said that they would witness for me, put that agent's number in a car, dropped it off at the where she worked, and a manager put it in her locker and went up to Apostolic Church of Barberton. And Paul Pamer got into his face. My God, I had an FBI agent. My office is right there. I walk off. Women come up and say that. You know, she's being drug, beaten, raped, and taken care. I'm covered in bruises, lost 18 pounds, and infected. My heart sinking in my stomach, where I thought it was the dirty well water killing me. I go in and sit down. They follow me and say it again. He said he knows she's being drug, beaten, raped, and didn't care. But she's going to be faking she was sick and faking she got well. Well, that what family was grieving. He didn't care what happened to her. And if she was going to be mean to their women, he was going to turn her back over to them. Can you imagine an agent saying that day comes in, let's go, get out in the truck, and he screams at me and threatens my life and punches me all the way home. And I ran from it. The next day I call him back and this conversation happens. He confesses he told on me on a recorder line and talks to me like this. When we get to the point on why would the FBI help a person like you, well, they're going to try to kill me, so. They've tried to kill me, so. Give me a real reason. The other agent yelled out, well, we could use the rapist tape. The guy that had been Dave hired on his own to drug, beat, and rape me. We could use Pete's tape of Weird With Yourself, the shower scene in the other room. I don't even know who Pete is in this Photoshop. I don't even know what he's talking about. And I went, what are you talking about? Because the only Pete I know is my brother in Medina. I said, what are you talking about? He said, or we could use Pete's tape of this, and it's one of the black and blue marks. I said, what are you talking about? He said, I bet you're going to say you don't know anything about a doctor selling information. For one thing, HIPAA violations is 1 to 5 years and a $250,000 fine. And then I had some other lady use my insurance for 15 years, got stuck with the copays. Thought maybe it was one of hers. I said, what are you talking about? Stop, she don't know. December 31st, 23, at Altman Hospital, the hospital was talking. My God, they had some man impersonate a doctor from Altman Hospital selling people's information. The hospital gets sued. My God, nobody's going to ever back those doctors from before. They lied so bad they said she had brain tumors, and the only thing that was wrong with her was her muscles locked up, and they caused all that. No one's going to back people lying, ripping them off, and making them sick with medication errors. And the cops walked by, all those doctors were lying before. Yes, it was the medicine making her sick. Okay? I said, what are you talking about? It's a scam. And he's laughing. Stop, she don't know. Give me a real reason. I tell him about my brother-in-law, Craig, died working for the government. He asked me if I talked to any law enforcement, and the only time that I ever talked to anyone was August 8th of 18 Two cops came out for light in the security system at midnight. They told me it looked like an alien orb or an angry spirit and told me to buy a dog and let a dog handle it. They didn't want to bother. You're kidding, right? And I said, no, I've never even had my neighbors in my home. I've only had repair guys and installation men in my family. I don't know what you're talking about. Is that what's going on? And then he offers to take me somewhere and leave me with no money. Then he offers me if I get information on Dave in the churches, he would open an informant program. Comes with $5,000 a month. I thought I'd be set for life. And so I'm like, yeah, I can do that. He's like, you have a life of peace as an informant, nothing legally stated, dated against you again, and only for you would we ever do this for. We'll always put it back as if it never happened. You can't be legally charged for anything again for work in this case, and you have that money to live on. Admit to no wrongdoing, and I'll take care of everything in the end. But if you charge someone, I'll let you crazy, no one will help you. 14th Amendment. I told the prosecutor's office that. He laughed or cried. The police know they can't go along with that. He can't bully you into false statements. He can't even ask you to stay quiet. He's only a higher police officer. Freedom of speech. First Amendment takes a judge to put a gag order in you, and they know that. You can't go along with that. You get the money for working the case and risking your life to get the government information. They owe you the rest of your life. Criminal attorney, police too. He was only bullying you. I said, well, he confessed. He told me. It don't matter. You can tell whoever you want. He can't open his mouth. He was only bullying you. Get the money for working the case. And then you got to think, he just confessed. He told on me. Didn't seem telling on me. To hundreds of people. It's stupid. It become to the point of stupid. Like the prosecutor's office said, he did all that so they get away with it. He did it all to steal. "14th Amendment cannot withhold protection. You cannot take anybody's money but due process of law. You have found guilty and sued for it." They lied that they handed out my money to all my kids. They never got a dime. And why would you give them money? I'm the one that got raped and tortured, skull crushed in, human trafficked, almost shot driving, drugged till I lost 70 pounds, lived through a concentration camp. And the marshals showed up January 20th, 23, and used the case that agent opened to get over 800 bad guys, and they've been down here kicking their asses and saved over 300 kids that were connected to them. So, do you realize how big of fools people look that don't work the case when there's other law enforcement getting them? Like my friend Matt showed up. He said he had a friend in the police department. Knew about the case that agent opened with me. Knew about the Texas group involved in my case. And we went through everything and da-da-da, and they were going to use that case that agent opened to get the drug traders, human trafficking. They left me in the middle of the cartels, and they'd laugh in my face how they were hurting me and who they worked for and their crimes they were committing here, from human trafficking to drug trading. From the Florida group, Henry Matthews, the Kingsmen from Texas, California, Buffalo, New York, Michigan, North and South Carolina, Virginia, Georgia, human traffickers, Tennessee, Kentucky, Maryland, drug traders. All laughing at me in front of my face in stores in front of the police and confessing their crimes. I go out this area and investigators, we all know her case is a nationwide human trafficking scam. I walked outside after we got done talking. The guys walk out where the U.S. Marshals were going to be taking care of this, and they were complaining about that agent leaving me there. He left me in hell. Like some investigator said, we found out what she lived through. She's only an informant, and he let her live through all that. I had other lady investigators, they better be paying her. She was part of a really big bust. I almost died. Several times. It's an effective, evil way to get them. One of the rape victims, the human trafficking victims, are running a scam on. Listen to an informant with money and immunity and a court order, bug their phone, their home, and their car, and leave them in hell while the cartel's abusing them, breaking their crimes. And then it's with a court order for protected home custody with statements, threat of life, and it stands up in court. Without the victim, he got him nailed because it's under police surveillance with a court order. It's an evil way to get him, but effective. See, none of my kids got any of that money. He lied, just like they lied when Michelle and Lauren got it. They never got it. He took it. See, that's where Sheriff David Mike DeWine's cousin. He said, "Is your local police slow?" And then he's like, "You sleepwalk with those date rape amnesia drugs. We all know that. They can control you with them. And everything's digital. They can put your head on somebody else's body, change your eye color, hair color, outfit, scenery. It's all digital. Words out of sentences, other sentences tape over. Nothing's trustworthy. Are your local police slow? And why didn't they arrest that agent the first day for the way he talked to you and then stealing your money?" Get paid for only working the case. And he even said he didn't have the authority to ask him to stay quiet. And he don't have the authority to take somebody's money. It's flat out theft. He's not God, jury, and judge that he can hand out other people's money and steal from them. Get the idea? And these people lied they had an attorney do it. I went to the courthouse. The prosecutor's office didn't know about them. They didn't have special bunny permission, and they sure as hell wouldn't let a shyster attorney that's willing to drug, beat, and rape somebody and drug them up and tell them to say something stupid and sell kiddie porn and Photoshop a shower scene and stocking tapes. It's police and agencies only with a court order for protected home custody with statements. It's the Fourth Amendment over the house. See, that's where I talked to a real attorney. No one could be in my home before. Prosecutors and police. My friend Grant out of state has a friend, an FBI agent, in another office. He said if that agent actually said all that to her on a recorded line, they got him. And he can't withhold her money. He even said it. Start realizing, like where the Hartville police said, they are starting to think that that agent did all this just to steal. Yeah. They have from December 2nd of 22 in Alliance at noon, when those guys that watched me were there. Is that the one that church tried to have killed? Yes. Heard she didn't get any money out of this. He said no. It's the one guy from the case stealing every dime since the first day. Then we have October 6th, 23. They're talking about him stealing in Walmart 62. November 20th, 23. Walmart 62. How he stole my money. Even took a payoff. They said he took a payoff in January of 19 in Walmart 62. Or wait, that was January to March of 18 in Belden Village. And then January of 19 of... January of 2019 in Walmart 62, they said that he tried to steal my money and he was corrupt. That Michelle and Lauren told everyone in Louisville in 19 they were stealing for them. They told Massillon, they've told Akron, and they never got it. Because the statement of October 4th, 23, Will said he was stealing all the money for us. He promised. They still hadn't got it 5 years later. Get it? Everybody go online and report this. It's straight out theft what he did. He didn't give it to anybody, he took it. That's where Sheriff David Mike DeWine's cousin said if he stole your money, they go back through his cases, he stole others. He's became way too arrogant. He's stealing in front of people and don't care. I'm going to upload this.